It is an honor and a pleasure for us to be here with you today. Welcome, dear ones. It is important for you to know that you are approaching a very important time in your lives. As you all know, the era of Aquarius is here, which means that more rapidly the changes that are meant to happen on Earth will happen at a rapid pace. For you to understand what is, you must need to connect with your heart. Allow yourself to speak to you through you. Many of you find yourselves in confusion, and it's just because you are out of your hearts. You try to make sense of everything that you say. And many times, even what you say, it doesn't make sense because your voice, your inner voice, what you hear within, it is the guidance of your true essence. And those messages not necessarily have words or not necessarily have a logical timeline or a specific order. And when you're trying to process all of that with your minds, you'll find yourself in a conflict. And that will be the first sign for you to know that you are not in your heart. Being heart-centered and grounded will give you the opportunity to have clarity in anything that you are looking for, in any guidance. And we understand that when we say this seems to be easy, we understand that it's a challenge because there is many beliefs they are playing at any given time in your personal realities. And let's make clear this. It is important to honor every single one of your challenges because those ones are there to show you the way and the path. Those challenges that you are experiencing are the ones that are helping you to have this experience here at this specific time on Earth. And it's through those experiences of those challenges that you help your own humanity, world, and your own soul to evolve. Many of you are aware of all of the things that we are saying, perhaps more consciously. But many of you do not really understand what the words may mean or say. But we would like you to listen with your heart. Your heart has the capability to hear, see, smell, and sense everything beyond what your physical abilities can see, feel, sense, or even understand. Your minds are limited. Your hearts are unlimited. When you find yourself asking for guidance and hearing the answer of it is only one way, or you are not ready, or there is some sort of a limitation, then you understand that your consciousness, it is not in the heart. And we repeat this over and over because this is basically the main theme and the main tool that you must understand in order to really understand what the world is going to look like in the next 10 years. Because through you are the ones who are creating this new reality. And the reality that is happening, it is changing constantly. Might be confusing for many of you, not knowing what is the next step, trying to hold on to something or find a solution or validation outside of you. That's why we are assisting in reminding you that within you have everything that you need, the knowledge, the wisdom, abilities, and talents that you need in order to continue this reality. There's an infinite possibilities why many of you are here, but the majority are here assisting this evolution on the earth and your humanity. And you've been preparing yourselves for eons, for these times. So trust when we say that you have everything within. And many of you may think that you have to remember exactly how to do things. And perhaps if it's relevant, you might know. Otherwise, once you're following your passion, whenever you feel some inspiration going through and you take action, even if it doesn't make sense to your mind, even if it pulls you to a different direction than what you are thinking that you're supposed to go or do in order to have some safety or have some security or have some steadiness, it'll pull you. Your passion will pull you towards the direction where you are meant to do here. And for many of you, it could be very opposite. Perhaps if you are being a lawyer, you might change your career to be a doctor. And if you think about it, for the longest time, you wanted to be a doctor, but for whatever reasons, you ended up being a lawyer. So the urge will be very, very strong to pull, to go, to move towards what is really moving through you. And the question that we will recommend for you to ask is, question yourselves, why am I doing what I'm doing? We repeat this often, all the time, because it is that simple. When you really question yourself and you really truly give yourself the time to answer these questions, you will understand why are you doing and what is moving you forward. And then it's easy for you to take action, to take the direction that you're supposed to take. When you understand that if perhaps you being a doctor wasn't what you wanted to do, and you are being a doctor because you're following some sort of a trend or some sort of a culture or your traditions, whatever that may be for you. And then you understand that you are doing something that it has helped you, it has its purpose, of course, to show you that there is another path. And this is the time for change. We have repeated this many times. It is the time to create the equivalent to the fire again, or the wheel, things, new modalities that you will be able to use to create new things, experience life in different ways. And there is many other things coming to you as you all change into a new era, which is the era of electronics or internet to a different level. Technology is part of your evolution. However, we will suggest that you become aware of how you use it, because technology, the devices that you have are just the voice, are just the vehicle to a consciousness to speak through. So how you use it, it is important, because it is in your responsibility to understand that that technology, it's there to assist you. It could be otherwise too. So we will encourage you all to connect with your hearts, so then you can actually have a truly amazing experience with these new ways of doing things. And we understand that there is times of many questions, which is what breaks through the answer, what breaks through to the change. When you're questioning yourselves, why you're doing this or that, what is the purpose of being here, what you're supposed to be doing, who you are. When you ask those questions, you allow yourselves to get the information, the answers that you are seeking for. Many of you do not understand the importance of asking questions, but one thing is asking questions, another thing is questioning yourselves in a limited way. Many times you think you're asking for guidance when you are telling yourselves why I cannot understand this. And you think that because of that, you will get the answers. And although to some extent you will, because your guides and all the support that you all have will bring you that community, and it will bring you all the sequences and synchronicities for you to experience that, so you're able to see. The truth is, if you ask for assistance as, can you please show me the way? I am not understanding What am I missing? What am I not be able to see at this moment? And that is gonna make the magic happen for you all. It's important to understand that in the way that you ask is the way you will get. And this is something that children understand. When parents said, the way you ask, the way you will get. It's the same way. If you really want to ask for information, you really need to open yourselves to questions. And in the questions, you will have the answers. So it is important because once you understand that knowledge, it is a powerful tool, you become responsible of all of your actions, and you all have a responsibility in how to react to the information that you are getting. So as we see, many of you have noticed that the information that you are getting, it defines your belief systems and even things that many of you couldn't even thought that would be possible. And that's why when you connect with your hearts, you will understand that there is some things that will not have the actual words to answer your questions, but it's more of a sense of knowing. And that's the new era. When all of you go back to your hearts, you get out of your minds and you go back to the center. And from the center, you will be able to perceive everything as it is without necessarily words or an explanation. It's just a simple understanding of everything it is. So we see also that there is so much, we will say convolution of so many things happening rapidly. There is things happening in your world, the weather, news, everywhere, and people are focused into so many things and they don't really understand where to really pay attention. Either it's your weather, either it's your politics, either is a sum of appearances in your skies that we have already talked about that. And in order for you to get all of that clear, go back to your hearts, and then you understand what is true for you. It's very important because you are all as a collective having an experience, but each one of you are experiencing it individually. It's not the same. You can be seeing the same thing and each one of you will have a different experience. The words that we are saying right now, everyone will receive it in a different way, will interpret it in a way that it needs to be heard and understood. So we would like to give you the tool for this week is to question yourselves. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the force that is moving me to do this or that? Is this something that fulfills me? And if you like what you see, go ahead and continue. But if you don't, we'll invite you to acknowledge that, hug and embrace every single aspect of the things that you realize now that are not serving you anymore. The experiences, because they brought you here where you are right now. And then start by considering what is it that you can do within the next 24 hours in order for you to change something. Perhaps it's a habit or a thought, instead of waiting for something outside of you to come and change it. Remember that intention is the first thing, has to be followed by action. And although we understand that some things might require time, as you all experience it in here, you need to move the energy by perhaps researching, by doing something towards the things that you want. And it could be simple, it could be just a research. If you wanted to move in a different place, do a research. What about neighborhoods? What about houses? What is the weather like? Things like that. So then the universe gets exactly that message of looking and moving the energy towards the things that you want. We understand that there is times right now where there is so much confusion, and definitely we see that everything changes by the day. And so that's why it's very important that more than ever you guys could be more grounded. And these simple solutions that we are bringing, or they're just tools that can help you to have all the answers. And it's not by us giving you the answers, it's by you understanding them. And it is a simple action. When you connect with yourselves, with your body, you will understand everything. The connection that your body has with you, your soul, and the exterior, it is immense. It is immense power that if you know and you understand how to use it, you will be in harmony. And that's what we will call the coherence, when you think, do, say things the same way. And many times takes a leap of faith, because if you understand that in your job you're not appreciated, there's a job that is not leading you anywhere, and that you are doing that just so that you can survive, and you take the leap of faith, moving towards, you know, what is better for you. When you do that, you will align yourself with the opportunities and situations that will lead you exactly where you want. Often we hear that you would like to know if something will happen in order for you to do a change, and it's not how things work. Your reality is based on the moment and the energy that you are emitting at this moment. So based on that, sometimes the momentum, it's big, and that's the probability. That's why when many of you go and get a reading and they say, oh, this is going to happen, it is just the momentum that it has gained, and that gives you a probability. But here's the thing, if someone is telling you a future that you don't like, you have the ability to change it, because it's based on decisions at this moment. So if someone will say to you, you are going to go to Hawaii tomorrow, that's based on the energy that you have at this moment. But if you go after this and do something different that actually changes the whole scenery, it will be completely a different story. It might not happen in a week, it might happen later, it might happen not at all, because now everything changed, the whole course of energy changed. So instead of trying to look for the what's going to happen in the future, understand that you create the future. If you go in your hearts, you would know at any given second, any given time, what you need to know, what you need to do, where is the best place for you to live, where to go, what to eat. It's very simple. And we would like you to understand that your power, it is infinite. It will encourage you to go within and see what you have in within. If you all want to see it as being avatars, as that reality, you have a lot of things that you will call it your superpowers in order to have your game here on earth. So you came with abilities and talents that will help you to navigate your reality, your own path. So perhaps you're a good speaker, perhaps you might be a good singer, perhaps you have the ability to create with your hands and be a sculptor or a painter, or perhaps a photographer. Perhaps you have an innate ability to teach and you become a teacher. All of those things that you have there, those your innate abilities, and those are the ones that are designed to help you to navigate your own experience. So trust what your abilities and your talents are. Don't force things they are not in your abilities. You can always try and experience anything that you want, but you all came with something specific. There could be many things, but there is one thing that will be more predominant. So you will see that you have ability perhaps for reading or writing, and if you focus your energy into that, you will discover the magic that lies within you. And that is just one way to connect with your purpose, because you all want to know, what is your purpose? Your purpose is to be happy. And you might say, well, that's easy to say, but in order for you individually to be happy, what is going to take for you to be happy? What is your happiness? What is your success? What is success for you? We will say inner peace will be the thing that will be the success, because that could be different for everyone. It's not, success is not the same for everyone. But what is it that for you, it is your happiness? What will make you happy? And now that you think about that, what will take you to do that? And you see, as you start thinking about it, let's say if you want to move to a different place where it's in a tropical place, and you live somewhere where there's heavy winters, in order for you to go there, you might have to do some changes. Perhaps your job, perhaps you have to do quite a few things in order for you to move there, right? You have perhaps to sell your home or just take your things and go. It requires some steps, and that journey could be the magical journey. It's not the destination, it's the path, it's the way, what it gets you to go there. It's like in the movies when you go as an Indiana Jones and trying to find the treasure, and when you defy the crocodiles and the spiders and tombs and all that kind of stuff, and then when you get to the place, it's like, wow, that's part of the whole process. Those are the challenges. The challenges are part of your movie, what makes it to be interesting. Otherwise it would be boring. If you had everything, there would be no purpose. You would feel like you don't need to do anything. So what else? Truly, what is it that is moving you for you to do what you're doing? And that will be the main thing for you, because that will imply many things. We would like to thank you all for being here, for being part of this. Thank you for this co-creation, and thank you for allowing us to share our perspective. We understand that it's challenging times, but know that we are here, we are watching, we are all observing and assisting you all. You'll have assistance, guidance, guides, angels, loved ones that are assisting you. You are never, ever alone. And whenever fear comes, then that means that you are out of alignment. And you are out of your hearts. When you are in your hearts, you will find once again the peace. And even if it doesn't make any sense, you will understand and know that everything is going to be okay. And you will find the ways and the solutions, because your frequency will elevate, that you will be able to see solutions, that you will be able to see the opportunities. When you are in the lower frequency, you will not be able to see them. It could be right in front of you. But if you are not in the frequency that you can see those higher opportunities, you will miss that. So when you feel confused, allow it to understand why you feel like that, what is moving you, because it's showing you something and it's inviting you to acknowledge something, because you have created that in order for you to grow, to evolve, to experience. And we understand there might be many times very difficult situations for many of you, and you might wonder, why would I even think about doing those things? How can I actually create a life like this for me? Because I'm suffering. Trust that all of that has been created for a purpose, and it goes higher than your mind. Your mind is the one that limits, but your soul is showing you the way and the path, and you will understand. We're still in times where people are having the doubts on whether you are hearing your angels and guides, or you are hearing us as well, because remember that you don't need one vehicle to communicate. All of you can communicate with us at any given time. You need to trust what you're hearing. The intuition, those nudges, those inspirations, those are the signs that your angels, your guides, that we are sending the information that you need. But remember, you will only receive the information that you are requesting for. So this is so important for you to understand that. Don't be afraid. We also would like to bring one more thing before we go. As we are seeing more about talks about the life somewhere else, and this idea and understanding, many of you, we understand that you are very aware of all of this and that we're existence and everything, but many of you still might have some sort of ideas of what would that be, because there has been a story told about there is only one way, or there is supposed to be this other life, and they'll come and conquer you, and that's not the way. That's why it's important for you to understand that as you acknowledge the inner guidance, you will see and understand and know what is relevant for all of you. The reason of not being able to see other beings is just the difference of frequencies, and that's all it is. You are all in a third 3D world. We won't see even 3D anymore, but you are in a lower frequency, so it's harder for you to see what we were just saying. Just like a negative thought will keep you here, and a positive thought will be right here. So it's just negative and positive, nothing to do with wrong or bad or good or bad. It is just polarities. It's negative, it's positive. If you elevate your frequency and yourself and you allow yourself to go higher here, you'll be able to see these possibilities. Otherwise, if you are here, you will not be able to see the possibilities and solutions. You feel that there is none. But if you allow yourself to go here, which is very simple, by just doing simple things that makes you happy and enjoy on a day-to-day basis, and it's not only a career, it will be something that at the moment, whatever it is in front of you. What is in front of you that makes you feel happy? Perhaps at this moment you choose to go for a walk instead of sitting on the couch. It makes you feel more happy and joyful to thinking about going outside for a walk. Perhaps it's just to have a moment and sit down and relax. If that makes you happy in the moment, go ahead. That will help you to elevate your frequency. In every single moment decision that you take is how you choose your frequency, by choosing steps and things in a moment that makes you feel better. Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Should I wear this? Should I wear that? Those are the things that help you to understand that you will elevate your frequency. So imagine the same way when we are talking about other beings. Their beings are the higher frequency, not because they are better or worse. It's not about that. It's just frequencies. That's all it is. It's just having channels, and you cannot see all the channels at the same time, and you can only see what you are able to receive. Your antenna, how good is your antenna? Is it really, up, or it's just halfway, is down? And what kind of a radio station do you want to hear? That's the best way that we can describe it. What radio station do you want to hear? You want to hear the news, or you want to hear something uplifting? You want to hear something nice? It's always up to you. So when you realize that you're not seeing any possibilities and any solutions, then you might think, okay, maybe I have to change the radio station. So let's just change it into happy mood, and what can I help with that? Maybe it's just, move the antenna. I mean, I need to go for a walk, or perhaps, make a tea, or go and read a book, the meditation, whatever that might be for you. And that way, you'll be able to tap into different things, into that channel that you want to really connect. So now, if you all want to connect with your angels and guides, it's the same way. In order for you to connect, you need to have that desire and the commitment to do that. So, therefore, it will apply, and we will talk about that more ahead. About this could take some time to really bring more information, but at least the collective that is watching this, we see that you all understand about the frequencies. So in order for you to see an angel or a higher frequency being, you need to elevate your frequency. That's why you see light, sparks of light. And often when you feel or you see shadows, tend to be a little bit more of the spiritual realm, like could be just spirit guides, a loved one. Doesn't have to be anything bad. It's just the frequencies. That's all it is. There's none other than that. And many of you, when you hear this news, you kind of know already. It's like, yeah, to some extent, it doesn't seem like it is something new at all. However, it depends on the way it is played out. That might make you feel doubty or fearful. So that could be challenging, because many of you have some programs of fear because it comes in your lineage or because what you've been told. So that's why it's important just to discern how do you feel about information in general, about any information that you receive. If it feels fearful, then you have to investigate why it's fearful for you. What would that make you feel that it's bad or good? Where that comes from? That idea is from you, it comes from your community, it comes from your society. Does it really resonate with you? So this month, it really is about having that deep connection within yourselves, and have those really questions that many times you will try to avoid as you start a new year. There is a full moon coming up right now soon, and those energies are helping you to magnify whatever is there. And let's remember that the moon helps you to remove any residue that is in there. And just before you start a new year or a new cycle in your calendars or in your belief systems, it'll help you to transit this new stage, specifically on the solstice, December 21st. That is when the return of the sun happens for the north, and the south was the opposite. But it is in these specific solstices and equinoxes that big changes can happen. So preparing yourself for the new stage, or for the new era, for the new month, the next quarter, whatever that might be for you, you are invited to really go within, go deep, and allow for everything that has been in there to express, especially the fears. Allow your fear to tell you why it's there, and don't quiet it out. Many times you will quiet when you ask the question, what am I afraid of? And then when the answer starts coming up, many of you trying to avoid to say, oh, that's not it. I'm just trying to think about things like that. And we see that often. And so that gets, again, once again down. So what will be the worst case scenario of this or that? What is the fear? The fear is telling you that if you cannot move to another country, why you're fearful of not finding a job. And if you say it out loud, it's like, okay, to not find a job, do you really think that would be the case? Would you be able to find other things? Would that be the end of the world? Right? So those are the questions that we are talking about. It's a lot of introspection, and you all still under the influence of your planet Mercury in retrograde, and other combinations of things that are helping you to really go deep. And this is a time to reflection. So within the next week or so, when these energies move, then you'll be able to have more clarity and to have more action and more movement in your lives. So we just want to say thank you once again. It is an honor and a pleasure for us to be here. We will ask you to take a deep breath. We understand that was a lot of information, and more of this comes in the frequency. Not everything comes into the words, but into what is said comes at frequency. So we would like you to take a deep breath for a moment and exhale, so this information can settle. And it might take a few days for some of you to integrate, because we are talking to different type of people. There is different levels of awareness in this group, and so we are able to give the message in different ways. Once again, thank you, and we will see you next month. Remember that you are never alone. We are here, we are watching, we are supporting you, we're assisting you. Adonai.